What if the most important battle happening right now is not between countries, not between companies, but between three artificial minds competing for the right to think alongside you? I'm Sarah,
And I'm Mark. Welcome to English in Real Life.
and today we are going somewhere we have never gone before on this podcast. We are talking about the three most powerful artificial intelligence systems on the planet right now.
Gemini, ChatGPT, and Claude.
What they are, how they are different, and what they actually mean for your life, your career, and your future.
Sarah, before we get into the comparison, I want to start with something fundamental.
Because I think most people use these tools without really understanding what they are. Absolutely, and it matters because when you understand the philosophy behind each one, you understand why they behave so differently. So, at the most basic level, all three of these systems are what we call large language models. They were trained on enormous amounts of text, billions of documents, books, websites, conversations. They learn to predict what word comes next, and then the next, and then the next. And somehow, from that apparently simple process, something extraordinary emerged: the ability to reason, to write, to explain, to create. Which still surprises me every time I think about it. Let's start with ChatGPT, because it was the one that started the revolution. When OpenAI released ChatGPT in November 2022, it reached 100 million users in just 2 months. No technology in history had ever grown that fast. Faster than TikTok, faster than Instagram, faster than the iPhone. Nothing had ever moved like that before. Sarah, and what made it so powerful and so accessible was its conversational interface. You just talked to it like a person, and it talked back. For the first time, ordinary people could interact with artificial intelligence without needing any technical knowledge whatsoever. Mark, OpenAI's core philosophy has always been about capability first. Build the most powerful system possible, make it available, see what happens. Which has made them incredibly innovative and occasionally controversial, to put it diplomatically. Now, Gemini, Google's entry into this war, and Google had every reason to win. They had the data, 2 decades of the world's information flowing through Google search. They had the talent, some of the greatest AI researchers on the planet. They had the infrastructure, the money, the distribution.
And yet, when ChatGPT arrived, Google was caught off guard.
There's a famous story inside Google at the time. Senior executives declared a code red, an internal emergency, because a startup had just threatened the core of their business model. Mark, the entire premise of Google search, finding information, could potentially be replaced by an AI that simply answers your question directly. Sarah, Gemini, formerly known as Bard, is Google's response to that threat. And its key advantage is integration. Gemini lives inside Gmail, Google Docs, Google Search, YouTube. It has access to real-time information from the web, something the others have had to work hard to match. And it is deeply connected to your Google ecosystem. For many people, it is already everywhere they work. And then there's Claude, made by a company called Anthropic, founded in 2021 by former members of OpenAI, including its CEO, Dario Amodei. People who left OpenAI because they were concerned about the direction of AI development. They believed the race to build the most powerful system possible without sufficient focus on safety was genuinely dangerous. So they built their own company with a different philosophy at its core. Mark, Anthropic's mission is not just to build powerful AI. It is to build safe, interpretable, and steerable AI. And that philosophy shapes everything about how Claude behaves. It is designed to be honest, even when honesty is uncomfortable. To acknowledge uncertainty, to push back when it disagrees, to refuse to help with things it considers harmful, even when pushed very hard. Many people who use Claude professionally describe it as the one that feels most like talking to a thoughtful colleague rather than a search engine. Less eager to please, more willing to challenge your thinking, which some people love and some people find deeply frustrating. So, the question most people want answered, which one is best? And the honest answer is, it depends entirely on what you are trying to do. For real-time information, web search integration, and working within Google's ecosystem, Gemini has a genuine structural advantage. It knows what happened yesterday, what is in your calendar, what is in your emails. For raw creative output, writing, brainstorming, coding, versatility across tasks, ChatGPT's GPT-4 and its successors remain extraordinarily capable. OpenAI has been relentlessly aggressive about releasing new features and capabilities, sometimes faster than the safety conversations can keep up with, which is a legitimate concern. And for nuanced reasoning, long, complex documents, sensitive topics, and interactions where you want something that genuinely pushes back and thinks with you, Claude has developed a reputation for depth that its competitors are still working to match. But here is what I think is the most important thing to understand about all three.
Go ahead.
These are not just tools. They are not just better search engines or faster calculators. They represent something genuinely new in human history. For the first time, we have created systems that can engage with ideas, generate knowledge, and communicate in language at a level that was previously only possible for human beings. Mark, and that raises questions that go far beyond which one writes better emails. Questions about education, about employment, about creativity, about what it means to think, what it means to know something, what it means to be intelligent. And those are not technology questions. Those are philosophy questions, ethics questions, human questions.
Mark, the kind of questions that, ironically, you probably want a human to help you think through.
At least for now.
At least for now. What I keep coming back to, and I think this is the real message of today's episode, is that the question is not which AI wins.
The question is what you do with any of them. Exactly. These tools are only as powerful as the person using them. A hammer does not build a house. The person holding it does. The people who will thrive in this new world are not the ones who fear these systems, and not the ones who blindly trust them. They are the ones who learn to think alongside them, to question them, to use them as a starting point, not an ending point, to remain, in every meaningful sense of the word, the intelligence in the room. Technical workshop, vocabulary from today. Word 1, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. Stress, R, Te, official, in, tel, e, gens, artificial intelligence. The simulation of human intelligence by computer systems. Repeat. Artificial intelligence is transforming every industry on the planet. Word 2. Algorithm. Algorithm. Stress on the first syllable. Algorithm. A set of rules or instructions that a computer follows to solve a problem or complete a task. Repeat. The algorithm learns from every interaction to improve its responses. Word 3. Infrastructure. Infrastructure. Stress on the first syllable. Infrastructure. The fundamental systems and structures needed for something to operate. Repeat. Google has the largest AI infrastructure of any company in the world. Word 4. Controversial. Controversial. Stress on the third syllable. Controversial. Causing strong disagreement or public debate. Repeat. The rapid release of AI systems without safety testing remains highly controversial. 2 idioms from today. Idiom 1. Caught off guard. To be surprised by something you were not prepared for. Repeat. Even Google was caught off guard by the speed of ChatGPT's success. Again, the announcement caught the entire industry off guard. Idiom 2. Keep up with. To stay at the same level or pace as something or someone that is moving or changing fast. Repeat. It is becoming increasingly difficult to keep up with the pace of AI development. Again, she reads every day to keep up with developments in her field. Pronunciation Lab. Word 1. Intelligence. Stress on the second syllable. Listen. Intelligence. Repeat. Intelligence. In a sentence, artificial intelligence is redefining what we mean by human intelligence. Word 2. Competitor. Stress on the second syllable. Listen. Competitor. Repeat. Competitor. Good. In a sentence. Each competitor is trying to build the most capable and trustworthy AI system. Word 3. Philosophy. Stress on the second syllable. Listen. Philosophy. Repeat. Philosophy. Listen. Philosophy. Repeat. Philosophy. In a sentence, each company has a different philosophy about how AI should be developed and deployed. Connected speech practice. Listen at natural speed. What does it mean to be intelligent? Native speakers say, what does it mean to be intelligent? Repeat slowly. What does it mean to be intelligent. Okay, what does it mean to be intelligent in a world where machines can think? That is everything for today's episode of English in Real Life. We genuinely enjoyed this one. It is a conversation we could keep having for hours. Maybe we will. There is so much more to explore in this space. If this episode made you think, please share it. Share it with someone who uses these tools every day without really understanding them. Understanding the tools you use in English and in technology is always worth the investment. I'm Sarah. And I'm Mark. Keep learning. Keep questioning. And as always, keep practicing. Bye-bye for now. Bye, everyone.